Now, a wife is such an important thing because you are pairing up with somebody that will be one with you. When I see my pastor and his wife is not with him, or his wife, I know his wife is not in the building, like if she was not in my house, it made me feel weird. It makes me feel weird because I know she and he are one, whether you want to be or not. When I look at you, that's what I see. When I saw Pastor Tim here with that white hoodie on, I thought to myself, Miss Karen, well, you know Miss Karen, when I let you wear that outside, where is Miss Karen? So that's what I thought. I think when I see my pastors, they're so precious to me. They're so precious. They're so cute. So I said, I gotta put them together with their mates. Be with your mate. I see Pastor Trent without Miss Katie. I don't like it. I don't like it. It made me itch. Where is your mate? But Abraham's mate was dead. So what felt right for him, what felt right for the people around them, right, to see, right, what felt right for them, because the Bible talks about when Abraham died and how there was mourning by everybody around them, So they had to know Abraham had a wife, and they had to know when she died, they had to mourn her, because they talk about it. It's like they mourn Rachel, and then they mourn Leah, and they mourn Jacob. They talk about it, and they know you are gone. They mourn you, right? They mourn you losing your mate. But here's the thing. He said, put your hand under my thigh. And I said, what is he expecting them to do? He said, promise me that you will not get a wife for my son around here. Promise me that you will go back. I'm going to stop there. First of all, you will not get a wife for my son around here. Right? We talked about it's not meat for me to take children's bread and cast it to the dog, lady, right? The Syrophoenician, right? Who turns out to be a Canaanite, who turns out to be, right? Talking, because Jesus would be an Israelite, and this woman is a Canaanite, right? So if you go back, rewind, right? Rewind, right? And I'm not, I need to make that sound. I need to make that sound, right? And I did better the first time. Anyway, so then, Jesus, Israelite, and this woman's Canaanite, right? So her descendants probably, not her descendants, her ancestors probably would have been the people that was living around Abraham. And Jesus' ancestor doesn't exist. But for our purposes, his natural ancestor would be Abraham. On Mary's side, 17,000 times removed. It's almost like we're having the same conversation. Israelites versus Canaanites. Israelites versus Canaanites. Go. Right? Same conversation, different situation. She came asking for meat. Abraham sitting in his tent and said, do not give any of these people my meat. This is my son. He's my meat. Right? Do not give him my meat. Crazy. But wait. I got one better for you. Promise me. See, you got to do it right now because your hand is under my thigh. Don't move your hand. Promise me. Promise me you will go back to the attack. Promise me. My God. I'm a hack. Go back to the attack. Promise me. God said, leave your country and your family. When he recruited Abraham, didn't he? He recruited him for the job of being the father of many nations. Recruited him. The odd thing was, I think that Abraham thought that he was supposed to be the father of many nations horizontally. Wait, I'm not saying that way. He saw it horizontally, where he would have kid, all through, they would all be sisters and brothers, and he would be the father of many nations that way, horizontally, through being the father of all these kids. But I don't think that was the case. He's supposed to be the father of many nations through Isaac, because Isaac was God was pulling nations from Esau and Jacob. We don't know how many kids actually Esau had, but he had many wives of the daughters of Cain, right? So he married over and over again, but he had a great life. He had he's had his old people. He was doing his thing, so he's happy. But the thing is, God was opening up a generational thing through Jacob, and the 12 sons would be the 12 tribes, would be the 12 nations, would be the 12 generations. We don't always know. God was going vertical. He was going in one straight line, right? Down Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, right? Whether you think that I'm going to do it the way that you want me to do it, I'm not doing that way. Take your hand from beneath the thigh. Here's the thing. whether he had went back to Canada, you made more trouble for yourself by going back, by sending him back. Because God told him, he said, when he came over, he said, leave your father's house and get away from your country. As he said, leave your family and your country. He didn't say that he left. He said, leave your family and your country. So Abraham did it. Except I brought Lot. How many of us lives on the except us? Except I just do this one thing. Except I just do this one thing. Okay, I did all the homework. Pastor David, I did all the homework except I didn't do the scripture. I didn't do this part of it. Except us. Except I ain't nothing but an excuse. And you brought Lot with you. Now you end up in a whole lot of trouble. The descendant that you're supposed to have took extra long to come. It may have been that God would have blessed him with many children horizontally through Sarah, but 25 years down the drain of them trying to make it happen themselves, landed them with one kid. And one kid, you better hope he's like the one. He's the golden child. He's the one. You better hope it. So what do? I believe that the hands under the thigh thing is a practice from Because he said, put your hand on my thigh and swear before the Lord. Now, why I say it was a practice from because Abraham and Sarah was out there by themselves. They ran into the king of Egypt and they fought people off, for Lot, to protect Lot, because Lot got kidnapped. Because Lot was always getting in a whole lot of trouble. Lot got kidnapped. I was reading lines. Y'all need to just sit Dateline there for him. They'd rather handle it because Lot is just, wow, he's a high maintenance. But then I felt like Holy Spirit was saying, Jamie. So, okay, I understand. Yeah. Anyway. He said, get away from your family and your country. And so he came. I just bought Lot, The one thing you bring along, right? Here's the thing. Rachel sat on the idol. And I tell you, she was okay up until that point. She sat on the idol and then lied about it and hid it. She lied and said she had her womanly. That's why she could not get up, right? She lied about that. And she lied about having an idol there. I believe that she died in childbirth, right? Because she shoved an idol, not the kind of, you ain't praising God for the baby. You're shoving idols up there. You wonder why you died having a baby. You're shoving idols up there. What are you putting up yourself? They left, and she left with idols. The Bible says she grabbed her father's idol. You don't know what you're bringing along on the journey that will end up killing you. Spiritually, naturally, physically. Killing your time, killing your happiness. It took 25 years of Abraham's life because they kept trying to do it their own way. Rachel died on the way. She didn't even get to the place. She died on the way. It's odd that she died in Bethel or on their way right before they got to Bethel, I believe, because I don't believe that she ever made it to bread. I don't think I could be wrong. You might have been in bread or got to bread a little bit. Maybe she was breastfeed in bread, but I don't know if I want that. Would you? But anyway, I don't know if she made it to Bethel or Bethlehem. I don't know. All I know is she didn't make it. That's the worst thing people want to hear. When a whole bunch of people come in from a tragedy, and you say, oh, but where's my person, this person, my son? And they just say, oh no, but he didn't make it. What do you mean he didn't make it? So the other people that were strong enough to get there and made it, and they could have helped my son along? Or are you saying that he just couldn't make it, so you left him there? He didn't make it. Rachel, she didn't make it. Because she brought an idol along. No different than Abraham. What did he do? He brought an idol along. Right? The hard thing about it for me is whether we want to realize it or not. I'm going to make a really odd statement, but I enjoy doing it. If the servant, right, was told, do not get a woman for my son. Here, go to my land. My land. Go back there for an attack there. Go back there. Servant goes back there. He says, okay, the first woman, I haven't read this in a long time, but so y'all let me know. First woman that actually offers me something to drink, I think I'm going to ask her, right? But I want to know for certain if this is the woman, right? So after she offers me something to drink and I drink something, I will know she's the wife that you are choosing, God, for your servant, if she offers to feed or water my camels. Rebecca wins. Flawless victory. Rebecca wins. So they pick Rebecca up and bring her to the promised land, right? After we got rid of Lot. We put him in the mountain, right? We got rid of Lot, and from Lot came Moab and Ammon, right? Who fought with the Israelites, right? As long as they were around. Now, we then go right here, and you put your hand on the thigh, you put your hand, right, with my thigh, you won't get it smacked. But here's the thing. He put his hand under his thigh and made him swear before the Lord. So now you are bringing the vertical and the horizontal together. You bring the vertical God and the horizontal the land, the place where I brought you from, where I delivered you from. The Bible starts off by saying God gave Abraham so many things. And by verse 5, Abraham is sending his son, his servant, his master servant, right, to He never asked God, though. God, do you have a wife for my son? He said, no, I'm making stipulations. Do not take a wife for my son from these people here. Go back to and get him one. So you went through 25 years of problems because you brought Lot with you. So now you're going to go and get another Lot. 2. Rebecca's nothing but another Lot. She had longer hair. Why? Because she was from How do we know she was from Because Abraham sent the servant back to his land. Go back. We came forward, you go back. Go back and get somebody and drag them forward. We're going forward, so we're going to go back and get somebody. Go back. We're not going to get people from what we have right here. We're going to go back. Go back. Go get some back. Go eat it back. I don't know. Go back. Eat somebody's back. I don't know. Go back. It's a mess. So Abraham leaves right? But God brings him out. Abraham leaves only to, right, say, I don't want a wife, right, for my son, for these people here. Because either way, I don't know if these people are delivered or not, or going to be delivered or not. But God, I know you got them amongst me, even in the wilderness. And check this out. They're not from That's what I would have said. I know if I had a son and I want them to marry that garbage can out there. But check this out. It ain't no New Jersey, so I know no bears in it, right? So I'm going back to At least I'm going back to and getting it. Rebecca had to be from or someplace around it, in the surrounding areas. So the servant went and said, okay, here's the map. Okay, I'm at down the street 5 miles. Okay, I'll keep walking a little bit. And so he got to with camels, and she won the bid. She won the watering game. Nobody's asking God. Did the servant ask God? No. The servant said, I'm going to ask her to give me some water. And then, Lord, if she feeds my camels or water my camels, then I'll know the shield. He's playing lots with Rebecca. He's casting lots before her. He's in the game that we play. God, when I open up this Bible, magically he's going to fall to the page I'm supposed to read. So he's playing lots, and that's why he got Rebecca. Rebecca won the game of lots. We don't know Rebecca was supposed to be the wife. We know that Rebecca was a trickster, just like her brother Laban. And the Laban was still there. And wait, Laban's story is not done either. So now we're going to bring Rebecca forward, right, to the promised land to marry Isaac. So now we brought back with us. So now hooks up with Isaac. Could that be why Isaac was blind? Could that be why promise was blind? He's a picture of promise. Children are promised from the Lord, right? But he's a picture of promise because he's the promise, right, of the birthright of the promise of Abraham, right, trickling down. So could that be why he was blind? Promise should not go blind, ever. But Isaac did. The Israelites did not get sick, and how they knew that sickness, how they knew something was wrong, and that God was displeased, right? Is that they got sick, or somebody got sick in the land, right? So they knew, right? That's how they knew about Achan, right? Or something was wrong. Sickness was something that God allowed amongst them so that they could see that He was not pleased, right? But like with the snakes, the moment they looked up at the snake on the pole, they were healed. The moment they drank the water, wait, we're not done with her yet, right? Because Rebecca has two sons, and they're named Isaac and I'm sorry, not Isaac. They're named Esau and Jacob, right? So Jacob steals Esau's birthright, right? For the thief cometh not but for to steal, kill, and destroy. This thief came and stole his brother's birthright, right? So was Esau wrong? Yes. And when he handled things wrong? Yes. But it still stands to say, if God said that I am going to make the youngest son, right, the leader of the pack, then I am going to do it. You don't have to do it your way. So here we go again. Usually when you do things your way, you have to steal, kill, and destroy to get it done, right? When I do things my way, I have to steal, kill, and destroy to get it done. And what happens? What happens? I end up having to be a cohort of Satan just to get my life straight and get things done. And I usually come out screaming. Yeah. So Abraham left Ur, right? Then he sent the servant back to Ur to go get a wife for his son, right? So now his son is connected to Ur. Then they have kids. And he steals his birthright. His brother's birthright. So Rebecca says, go hide with my brother, and he'll take care of you. He's living in When are we going to get rid of the in us? Could be, right? But could it be It's spelled U-R. So could be a growl. Like those bears. Those bears I talked about, those bears. That's all my dream. A block from where I grew up. Just walking around. Bear skins. So could it be, could be, or could be, when I spoke about to you guys the first time, I went that route, right? Because I was doing stuff, right? They're doing wow. So then, but now seems more appropriate. Because Abraham was told what to do. He was shown what to do. And instead of him looking up to God, he connected and God together and made a cross of the two of them. And usually when you put two things together and make crosses out of them, it's hard to separate them. It's hard to separate them. He said, put your hand on my thigh and swear by God. And seems from that point forward, everybody that was supposed to be blessed, right, in that line was working with a deficiency. Isaac with his blindness and Jacob with his thigh. We came right back to the thigh. Could it be that's why Jesus got pierced in his side? For everybody that had an issue with the side of their body, for everybody that had an issue with being stabbed in the side of their body, for everybody that had an issue with a wound in their side, right? Jesus was stabbed inside for me because I got an issue with a wound in my side. And I love how they sing a song and flips it. I am healed by the wound in his side. I don't like the song. I am healed. I just had to throw that in here, the disclaimer. By the wound in his side. I am healed by the wound in my Savior's side. I am healed by the wound in his side. I don't like it. You're going to elevate. You're going to deep sin. Come down with something. Not a cold or anything like that. Just come down. Do some tricks. Do some riffs. Do some flips. Something. I am healed by the wound in his side. Because Abraham let you put his servant put his hand underneath his thigh. He had a master servant to put his hand underneath his thigh, but he did not seek out the master servant that would heal the situation for him and tell him. We don't know. We don't know. So many people are doing things. I'm walking around like, were you supposed to marry that person? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. sometimes it's not about having issues, right? Sometimes I gotta give it to Christina and Stephen. You know they were supposed to be married. You know it. They get on my last nerve, both of them. I was talking to Stephen last night. I'm like, oh, man, just do it, Stephen. You get on my nerves. Because I'm making him cut my frame off my art piece because it keeps hitting the floor. The frame is, I wanted to create a 3D effect from all angles. And so he's like, okay, the crash, this saw. That's a boy thing, Stephen. I don't understand that. Don't speak or saw. I just need you to cut it. He just kept talking. I was like, okay, if you don't cut it, I'm going to cut you. But you know they're supposed to be married. Through problems, through issues, things come up, right? Obviously, but you know they're supposed to be married. And you have other people, right, that the problems and issues come up. But no matter what, even when you're happy, you don't look right. You don't feel right to me. So I just do what I know I'm supposed to do. I just walk around away from them and say, Lord, I'm afraid for them. Because you just don't feel right. Why? Oh, Tyler Perry said, why did I get married? Great movie, because in the first movie, I don't like the second movie because the guy dies. I don't like it when people die. I don't like that. So, first movie, right? All the couples come together on this mountain. And it's funny, because all of them basically almost like literally like go nuts. But you see they all have issues together, but they came together, so they started talking and like conversating, trying to get through it, and it's a beautiful thing. That's okay. Argue. That's okay. Still scares me a little bit. Okay, a whole lot of it. I don't like to see people argue. I don't like that. But that's okay. We have to wonder why you're really together. I mean, Abraham got with all those women. And yet still at the end of his life, he has somebody put their hand on his thigh and promise not to let Isaac marry any Canaanites. What about your other 20 kids? You know, the ones you the baby daddy of. He went by Sarah. He literally went back telling. He went crazy. And now you got kids. And God just kept giving a blessing. Because he was Abraham. Because he had the right heart, right? He had a heart after God. So even though you mess up, here's the upside of it. Even though you mess up, God still, he may not clean up all your messes. Even though you mess up, God still has a blessing for you. And it shows us Abraham was messing up right into his ripe old age. I mean, it's just teethless, gumming. Go to my town and go get me a wife for my son. Why didn't you go? You speak fluent earth. You're speaking it now. But I was trying to imitate not having teeth. Y'all get that, right? It's okay. He speaks fluent earth. Why did he go? The odd thing is, at that time, they were all living long like crazy. I think Abraham died because he gave up. None of my business. But you all get to that point where we just, I'm tired. Remember, for every wound that you suffer, Christ was wounded. For he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities, for the chastisement of our peace is upon him, and by his what? Stripes we are healed. It's like you've been recruited. It's the only gang that you do not have to be beat into. You got stripes. You got stripes, son. You got stripes, son. By his stripes, you are healed. Because he has stripes, he got beaten for you. Because he has stripes, you're healed. So you got in the healing game. You're in. No matter what.